Hi everyone, firstly sorry it's been a while since we last checked in on the GSX-R. It's been some noisy people out there banging about. It's been Sports Bike of the Year time here at Fast Bikes, and basically everything stops dead pretty much for the best part of a month, and I just haven't had time to get... Hello dear.
Hello.
What have you got there? That's a nice little pretty little pink pot. Is that beer?
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm an egg fiend.
Oh, you are an egg fiend. That's why it smells so nice around here. Yeah, you've no idea, seriously. Anyway, I've just got...
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, mate. Right, first things first is just a bit of a catch-up, really. I still haven't put the braided lines on. I'm going to do that next week, and I'll also do the carbon wheels next week. And also, what I was going to originally show you was the fitting of the Rapid Bike Evo. However, two problems. Problem number one is that we had a bit of a memory card fail and lost quite a lot of video before we were able to back it up, and part of which was the fitting of the Rapid Bike Evo. Now what I will say is, because there's not a great deal, never mind the cat marks, bloody cat, because of there's not much room and the Evo unit's quite big, we actually fitted it here to the side of the panel. You can see some of the wires that I've pulled out there, just so you can see, because that was pretty much the best place to fit it. However, then we discovered, once that was all fitted, which William at JHS did, then we discovered an issue with what we think is the unit itself, because we got it up and went to map it, and the throttle position sensor was reading the wrong way. So when on the laptop, it was, when it was closed, it was saying 100% open, and when it was fully open, it was saying 0% open. So the boys got to work, they tested the bike, they refitted the Rapid Bike Evo unit, they redid their software, and nothing, it was still the same problem. So we think it might have just been a manufacturing fault somewhere along the line. Mass-produced items, it happens sometimes, so I'm not too worried. Anyway, Performance Parts Limited have sent another Rapid Bike Evo, so all we'll be doing is popping up to JHS, removing that one, plugging the new one in, and then seeing if, you know, if it's going to work. But they've done them before up there and it's been fine, so it could just be this is a one-off. The next thing I want to say is about the Yoshimura can here. I was up at Castle Combe yesterday doing something unrelated, but as I'd ridden up there, I was able to get the bike sound tested. Now, previous viewers will have seen the SP Engineering can with the baffle out, got through up there as 104, 105, I can't remember, but anyway, it just, by the skin of its teeth, squeezed through. Now, this can isn't as loud, as in screaming loud, as the SP, but it is a lot deeper. So I did think there was probably going to be a bit of an issue when it came to up at Castle Combe, which, even though they've relaxed the rules slightly, still quite a draconian place. So I went and did it, and the first one came to 108 decibels, because he wanted me to rev it at just under 11,000 RPM. Which, anyway, I kind of said, well, hang on, the last time I was here on this bike, you said 3/4 revs, and we worked out that was 9,000 RPM. And he said, we had to look at it again, and he had to look at his chart. He said, oh yeah, so I did it, and bingo, passed, just through. I mean, literally, again, skin of teeth, but it got through. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is something that's actually been on the bike for months, right? And I just kept forgetting about it. Now, the reason I kept forgetting about it, oh, it looks like nice food. I'm hungry. Okay, get me a spare spoon. Now, the reason is, never mind this is something silly. I put a Speedo Angel screen protector on the dash. Now, the reason I keep forgetting about it is because I've put it on and it's been fine, and I've just completely forgotten that it's there. However, numbnuts here parked the bike in a certain position the other day, and I'd left the boot of my car open, and the sun, it was on that hottest day of the year, and the sun was shining directly through the boot onto this kind of area of the bike for about an hour. So unsurprisingly, a couple of little bubbles, which you can see just there, a couple of little bubbles came up because it was being seriously overheated, and that made me think, I don't even know if I've told you guys about these. Now I did have some spares around somewhere, and then somebody tidied up because they were there, and someone tidied up, and now I don't know where they are, because they're about 10 to 12 quid. You buy them, they come in a pack of 3. You've got anti-scratch, anti-glare, you get a little thing to get rid of all the air bubbles. So what I'm going to do is, when I find my spares, I'm going to actually replace this one on here, even though I'm actually finding it reasonably easy to get rid of the bubbles. But you know, it's a good thing. I'm the kind of person who's quite likely to scratch a dash for doing something silly. So such a cheap price, put it on, forget, don't park it in the sun and then magnify it through a car rear window, and we'll all be good. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was the brakes. Now, as I said, next week I'm going to go put the braided lines on, because what we're trying to do is improve this bike bit by bit without spending a load of money. So we've put the brake pads in, which are, I think, about 100 quid altogether, improved a bit. We changed the brake fluid to a better fluid, again improved a little bit, but I still want more. But the reason I'm speaking to you about this now is because prior to going on Sports Bike of the Year, we went to a new track to us called Navara. Prior to going to Sports Bike of the Year, Suzuki gave me a call and said, oh, just so you know, the brakes have been modified on the 2018 bikes, which was news to us. They have changed the discs, and they have also, there's been some internal changes in the calipers, and I think in the master cylinder as well. I tried to push them for more information, but even they didn't quite have the exact details, because Suzuki, for some unfathomable reason, isn't keen on really pushing the fact that the brakes have been changed. Something to do with, or it then counts as an entirely new model, or so. Anyway, I don't know. But it sounds really weird. But while we were on Sports Bike of the Year, obviously we had a standard GSX-R, 2018 GSX-R there, so I took to track on it. It was one of the first things I did, actually, when I was still learning the circuit. It's a tricky little place. There's a couple of fast areas, some really, really tight, kind of switchback first gear corners, or second gear if you're on a twin or something. But what I can say is that they were much better. The problem I've had is, like on Sports Bike of the Year last year, with this very bike, the brakes faded after about 3 laps, and then they were gone. And I mean, bar, you know, lead all the way back to the bar, and that was with whoever rode it. And I went and did a track day at Silverstone last year, a Suzuki track day at Silverstone last year, and I rode a standard bike. And yeah, on my 3rd lap I pulled in, because I found myself hurtling into one of the tighter bends, just with just barely anything there, just enough to stop, and it wasn't very comfortable. There's many reasons for this. Some people think the master cylinder, and lots of people have actually contacted me who own these bikes from all around the world, saying, well, I've changed the master cylinder and fixed it. Well, fab. I might get to that point at some point. Now, Suzuki did say to me, listen, if you want, we can fit the new calipers and discs and master cylinder to this bike, so you can see what they're like over a long-term period. But I declined, because lots of people have this 2017 machine, and a lot of them are trying to figure out ways of making the brakes better or more consistent, is the thing. So I said, no, don't worry about it, I'll stick with this, and you know, we'll crack on trying to make the brakes better. But yeah, the 2018 bikes one, after about 7 or 8 laps, they did start to fade a little bit, but then no more. And I didn't once trap my fingers. So really, that's you know, kudos to Suzuki. They said they listened to all the press reports around the world and a little bit of consumer feedback, and decided to just make the change anyway. They've done it, and yeah, it's worked. So I mean, I might still change the pads if I had a 2018 version. I might still change the pads for a little bit of extra wallop. But apart from that, yeah, that's it this time around. So sorry for the wait. Thanks for getting in touch. Loads of people have known me. I've still not had the recall done yet. Some of you guys have said that the shifter is better after the recall, even though Suzuki deny that it's got anything to do with the shifter. I'm still having the odd weird thing happen, but again, it's always when I'm wearing my bigger boots. I've got a pair of boots that's slightly larger that I tend to wear for just biffing about. That's always when I'm wearing them, when I change gear, and then when I'm releasing, it's almost like the boot isn't quite coming off, so it sometimes makes it do a little hop and a skip, like a little jump. So that could just be my big boots, because I never have the problem when I'm wearing my proper test boots or my track boots or whatever. So yeah, we will see. Apart from that, Bridgestone T31s, awesome, doing such a good job. Although I will say that now it's summer, I am going to make the decision to basically put on some stickier fair. But for the winter time that I've had them, for the very, I did do a couple of laps around Coombe on them, and yeah, the front is epic, like any other typical Bridgestone, it's absolutely epic. The rear was good, but you've got to remember you're still on a sports touring tyre. This bike has 180 horsepower. You know, you still have to watch yourself just a little bit, but as soon as you find out where the limit is, then you work within it, and then you have a good time. And they'll still do probably 5,000 miles or whatever it is. But I've done about 1,000 miles on them, and they're really good. I don't know what tyres I'm going to go for next, but I need to make the decision quickly because I want to get the carbon wheels on next week. So yeah, if you've got anything else you want me to try on this, or anything that's you've been wondering about or whatever, let us know, and I'll try and get it done for you. But apart from that, there should be lots more actual interesting stuff next time rather than just me rabbiting on. Thank you, bye.